So the first thing the international observers talk about is how we have a partisan election machinery. There are very few democracies in good standing that turn over the administration of elections to people who are elected on partisan tickets. This comes up periodically. It came up this year when we wondered whether the Michigan Board of Elections was going to certify the results, because the results could have split 2-2 Republican and Democrat. And so suddenly we see this as a very, very rickety structure. Overall, this year it sort of worked, but it's an accident waiting to happen. This machinery is also underfunded, so very often the election technology that different districts use is way outdated, susceptible, rickety, hackable. There are still 8 states with no paper trail for checking or doing any kind of audit or recount. Also, weirdly, in the US, we have no system of automatically registering people to vote. And in fact, it's a struggle to register to vote in a lot of places. In most democracies, if you are a resident in good standing, you are automatically entitled to vote. And here we put all kinds of hurdles in front of people to be able to register.
There's an expectation of one person, one vote in popular election, but within a framework of elitist competition, where we rely upon the states, where we rely upon partisans, as others have said, to make fundamental political decisions, where we also rely upon the courts to resolve fundamental political disputes. And at the same time, we have a presidential selection system that is fundamentally a popularity contest. And so if you could get it through, if you get through the party primaries, and really what's interesting to me about that is anybody who has any popularity is being touted as that person should run for president, whether or not they've held previous office before, whether or not they're qualified, whether or not they're competent.
I think that we need to think very seriously about having some kind of new institution that serves as a neutral arbiter of elections. This idea actually came up very early in our nation's history, and it popped up again and was discussed at the time that the infamous Electoral Count Act of 1887 ended up being passed instead. But you know, that we let partisan, particularly in this period of extreme polarization, that we let partisan elections be in the end judged and certified by partisan institutions is a very high risk, and that is one thing that, you know, that is certainly one place that I would put some energy into building a guardrail there. You know, I think that we saw very clearly on January 6th what can happen when it's not present.
If we truly want to be one country, we have to modernize our system, and we have to not be so wedded. I don't think any of the founders truly believed in the theory of strict constructionism and original intent, the theory that governed, and I got a lot of historians here, so I may be getting out of my lane, but they believed in a theory of disinterestedness, that those who would run from office had property and wealth and would be disinterested in serving for long periods of times. What we now have is political figures who are significantly interested in preserving their power.